name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for coming by to check out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to be smoking pulled pork for 100 people. Now, this is by far the most pork that I've attempted to smoke at one time. I got 53 pounds of pork butt here, 6 in total. Now, I've smoked 4 before, but never 6. And the reason I'm doing 6 is because I'm going to be serving it at a cabin fever event for Chippewa Falls Harley-Davidson. So I'm kind of looking forward to this. And last time I did the smoked pulled pork, I only did 4 for my family and I to kind of last us through winter, because pulled pork freezes excellent, and then you can just take a 1 pound bag out of the freezer and use it any number of ways, including pulled pork sandwiches, which is what they're going to be serving. So anyway, I'm just going to take you along for the ride. This isn't meant to be a step-by-step tutorial. I'll leave a link below if you're kind of wanting to know how to smoke a pulled pork or make smoked pulled pork. I'll give you a link to a video. This is just kind of for fun. I'm just going to show you behind the scenes of me smoking it here at home. I'm going to take the day off tomorrow. And then I'll take you to Chippewa Falls Harley to kind of show you the event, showing us serving it, and kind of you guys can come along and enjoy the fun with me. So stick around, guys. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Let's get cooking. Alright, I got quite the task ahead of me. I got to season 6 bone-in pork butts, but I'm just going to give you an example with one. And I'm going to do it the night before. I'm going to be smoking these tomorrow. I'm going to be getting up pretty early because this could take a long time. If you're going to season them early, just put them on some kind of rack like this, where it has allows air to circulate both on the top and the bottom. Putting the rub on ahead of time allows the salt in the rub to kind of dry brine the pork a little bit, and we're just going to put this in the fridge. That's going to allow that seasoning to kind of soak in, and ultimately tomorrow when I put it on the smoker, it's going to produce a darker and better looking bark. So as I mentioned, I'm using Meat Church Barbecue Holy Gospel Barbecue Rub, and you guys kind of know how this works, and you can be liberal here. I always like to get a barbecue rub. Use whatever rub you like, but I always like to get one that has a little bit of a dark mahogany kind of color, because as this thing takes on smoke, it just looks great. So I'm not going to bore you with this. I'll go ahead and season all these. I'll be back just to kind of show you when they're all done. All right, here we are. 6 seasoned pork butts. I had to really clear some stuff out in the fridge. We're going to keep them uncovered like this in the fridge. It's around 7:30 at night. I'm going to probably get up around 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and get these on the smoker, because I can only do 4 at a time. So 2 are in auto Kamado, 2 in the pit barrel, and then we'll finish the last 2 off once the first batch is done. But there we are. All right, guys. I will see you guys in the morning.
Hey guys, it's 5:35 a.m., 27 degrees. It's a little windy. We're going to get the auto Kamado fired up first. Let me get everything ready. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do here, so a couple pieces of hickory wood on top of the flame. I got some wood around the side. Let's get this deflector plate in here. I don't want to make my smoker a big mess, so I'm going to put a little drip pan in there. Let's get this in there. Alright. Let me grab the fat side up. I did score it. Really can't see it at this point, but you will as it heats up. That should be perfect. Since it is a little bit on the cold side, I'm going to go for 275 on this. Get this one on. We'll do 275. And the cook will begin. D2. That's referring to the top damper. I'll stick it at D2. You hear the fan kicked in. It's a little cold, so it's going to take a while to come up to that 275. Let's go get the pit barrel going. All right. Here are the coals for the pit barrel. I'm going to hang these pork butts in this one. I think it just works better. I got a basket on the bottom there with some poles and some hickory wood as well. And we're going to pour coals into the center. I always take some of those coals, move them around. Whew. Kind of take on a different look this early in the morning when the wind's blowing a little bit. Alright, I'm going to put one hook in here, or one bar I should say. I'm still waking up, guys. Haven't had my coffee yet. Get the other one, and we'll get ready to hang these pork butts. Alright, good to go. Let's get that lid on, get things settled down a little bit. I got instant read thermometers in each one. Let's get those fired up. Alright guys, I got the top two, the green and the blue, on auto Kamado, and I just have one in the pit barrel because this can only hold 3 probes. You can see they're all 36 degrees internally. I'm going to set this for the alarm for 160 degrees. So we got to do them each individually. We're going to do pork, we're going to do roast, we're going to do shoulder. 200's when it's done, but I'm going to wrap them in foil between 160 and 165. At 160 I'll come check them out. So we'll do that. We'll start cook there. We'll go back here. That's it. This is pretty cool. This is the Chef's Temp Pro Temp 2 Plus. If you guys are interested in this, I have a video review. I'll leave a link below to that as well. Okay, start cook. You guys can see. And then we got the last one. This is for the pit barrel. Same thing, pork, roast, butt. Oh, did I hit something? Let's see. 160. Do you see the target there? 160, 160, 160. It's showing the ambient temperature and it's showing the internal temperature. So now I wait. This could take anywhere from 3 to 6 hours. We're at 5:57, so I'll just round it up 3 minutes. Say we started at 6 a.m. I'm going to go inside, warm up, get a cup of coffee in me because I'm still half asleep. Meet up with you guys out here in a few hours. We'll see what's going on. Alright, it's been 2 hours exactly. Ooh, it's like 26 degrees out here and there's like a 15-mile-an-hour wind, so it is super cold. I haven't been out here. I haven't checked it out. Let's check out the char griller auto Kamado first. Let me pause the fan so we don't overshoot. Alright, let's take a look here what we got. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to spray it with a combination of apple juice and apple cider vinegar. I want to kind of keep these moist. That also helps the smoke here. They're kind of wet already, but this certainly won't hurt. Alright, we'll just let them go. The temperature right now, let's see what they're reading. Alright, so one's reading 88 degrees and one's reading 100. So this just shows you how different pieces of pork will cook differently. We got a ways to go. We got to get to 160, 165 before we wrap. Let's go see what's going on with the pit barrel. Alright, let's take a look here. Ooh, I like the color. Looks like the coals kind of settled down a little bit. That's why I always like to come out here every couple hours, take the lid off, get some oxygen down there, kind of restoke the fire. Let's give these a spray as well. Man, they're looking good. And this one, or one of them in there, is reading 79 degrees. So this one's a little lagging, I think, because sometimes on this, when you hang the meat, the juices drip down onto the coals and kind of start to extinguish it. That's why I like to keep that lid off. You see the smoke starting to go again? That's reigniting the fire. I'll leave the lid off for like another minute. And yeah, we'll continue to let these roll. But they're looking pretty good at the 2-hour mark. All right, we are at the 4-hour mark. The two here in the char griller, one's showing 145, one's showing 158, and then the one in the pit barrel is 120. Now, normally the pit barrel runs hot, but I think because it's so cold out today and this char griller is so well insulated from the outside weather, I think that's why this one's cooking a little faster. And I'm sorry if it's very windy and cold. But let's take a look, see how they're looking, and do some independent temperature readings. 145 and 159. Pause it. I might just, even though I was gonna, whoo. All right. Look at that, guys. You see the fat? I did the fat side up. You see it's starting to crack a little bit. Got a very nice color. Let's just see where we're at. 150, 151, 157. You know, you can let it go 160, 165. It's probably going to start getting into that stall where it's going to take a while. That's why you take it off and wrap it in foil. 156. You don't want to hit the bone. Oh, one of them just hit 160. Which one? This one on the left just hit 160. Let's see here, it's saying 150. 160 towards the end. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set it to 170. I'm going to let these continue to go so they continue to cook in here before we wrap them and return them. Let's go check out the pit barrel. All right, let's check out what's going on with the pit barrel. Yeah, I think it's just so cold out here. The pit barrel can't keep up. It's not as well insulated. Oh, I hit a bone there. See, this is only at 116. Bone. 122. Let's do this one. 125. Yeah, so the pit barrel's going to take a little longer today, but that's fine. I got all day. We're 4 hours in. We'll spray it again. Keep it moist. I did reset the timer to 170 on the 2 in the auto Kamado. I'm going to spray them as well, and I think I'm going to turn them over, put the fat side down for a little bit just to make sure the other side gets a little bark. Alright guys, everything's looking good. We'll continue to let these go. Alright. It's showing one's at 160. Here we go. 166. I did flip them, as you can see. Whoop, I hit a bone. This one's at 155. 168. I think this one's experienced a little bit of a stall. This one's cooking a little bit better. I'm going to take these off, go inside, wrap them up. We'll put them back on the smoker. Yeah. Just got to wait for that pit barrel to catch up. Let's take a look at that before I take these off. What's going on with the pit barrel? Let's take a look here. Oh, it's still cold out here. Oh, but look at these. These are looking nice. Nice bark. All right, let's see where we're at here. See, these are still running behind. I don't want to pull them out and wrap them till we're at least at 160. But the bark is looking good. All right, there we go. Anyway, we'll let them go. Alright, so wrapping's real easy. You get some foil, get a couple sheets of foil. We're going to add some liquid, so you just kind of want to fold it up a little bit. You don't want the liquid going anywhere. And you want to save this liquid because what you're going to do with it is reincorporate it with the pork after you shred it so it can maintain its moisture.
And the main reason for wrapping here is because it's hit its stall where it won't cook much further, and this kind of helps push it past. So I just got some generic apple juice. You can use water, you can use beer, you can use apple cider vinegar. I had a little thing of apple juice, so just put a little bit like that. Then we're just going to wrap her up. Not very complicated. We're going to wrap it up in 2 sheets of foil. And you want to wrap it tight. So I already removed the thermometer.
Smells so smoky.
Okay. And then what I do is I just turn it like so. Just really make sure it's wrapped tight. Wrap it the opposite direction. And then back onto the smoker until it reaches around 198 to 203 degrees. The best way to figure it out if it's done is just take your instant read, stick it in. When it kind of comes out like butter, it's done. And then you just like want to rest it for at least a half hour, up to 2. Some people put it in the cooler, let it rest for several hours if they're not ready to eat it yet. So just like that, guys. I'm gonna wrap the other one. Yeah, we're gonna put them back on the smoker. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
It says it hit 170 degrees. Let's take a look. This is round 2 on the auto Kamado. I was gonna do 4 on the pit barrel, but I did 4 here. Woo! This is double walled, and I think that's why it took a little bit longer in the pit barrel compared to this. So these are done. Take them in, we'll get them wrapped up.
Okay, so I already shredded one. I got the second one here. I removed the fat on the other side. And you can use claws, you can use a couple forks. I got some heat resistant gloves under the rubber ones here. And sometimes it's kind of fun to just kind of pull everything apart. You can see it should just kind of shred in your hands like butter. So yeah, let me continue to do this. You have to kind of look too. If you see like a big piece of fat or something, take that out, remove it. You are going to have globs of fat because, you know, pork butt is fatty, but part of that melts down and gives you some, I wouldn't say gravy, but some juices left over into foil bags. And definitely don't throw that away, because you can use that when you reheat it to rehydrate everything. So I'll continue to shred this, guys. I'll be back in a little bit. I'll kind of show you how everything looks when it's done, when I get these two kind of shredded up. See the wonderful pink from the Smo'King. All right, I just shredded 2 of them. I got 4 more to go. These were the first 2. So right now it's 6 o'clock in the evening, and I put these on at 6 a.m. So it's been 12 hours, but I let these cool a little bit longer than I needed to. These cooled for around almost 3 hours, so I could have kind of shredded it after 45 minutes to an hour. But I was just busy with other things, and you can let them cool. You know, some people wrap them in a blanket, put them in a cooler. But there you go, guys. Look at that. We continue to shred the rest of these, and yeah, I'll probably meet up with you guys tomorrow at Chippewa Falls Harley. See you then.
Alright guys, here we are. Chippewa Falls Harley. Today's February 21st. Kickstart the season. There's the dealer. Got the pulled pork heating up back in the roasting pan.
Eric's filming the after.
Yes. Right here.
Alright, back home after what I would call a pretty successful event at Chippewa Falls Harley-Davidson. There was no pulled pork left, so 53 pounds of raw pork. Probably after cooking you get a little shrinkage. I think it probably came out to maybe 25 to 30 pounds of shredded pork, enough to fill a 22-quart roaster pan. And yeah, I did save some of the juice from the foil to kind of rehydrate it. I basically put it in a container, or I should say a big mixing cup. I put it in the fridge. The fat kind of gets on the top. You scoop that off. Then I strained it, and yeah, you add that to the pork, stir it. You keep it super moist and flavorful. So if you guys are ever serving for a big group, I would certainly recommend to do that. But overall, yeah, the first time I've cooked pulled pork for 100 people, and I think it was a success. I wish I would have filmed a little bit more when I was there at the dealership, but I was so busy talking to people, and a lot of people did come up and tell me they appreciated the pork and they thought it was very delicious. I just felt a little odd kind of filming people like an interview, because then I feel like they're gonna have to say good things if I stick a camera in their face. So, but overall, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thanks Chippewa Falls Harley-Davidson for giving me the opportunity to cook pork for people. I had a good time. It's a little stressful and a lot of work, but in the end, I really appreciated doing that and having other people enjoy some of my smoked food. As always, guys, I appreciate watching the video. If you like it, hit the like button. The logo here on my shirt is the logo on the bottom of the screen. Click on that. It allows you to subscribe to my channel. And I'll leave a link above and below to my website, ericsmokingbbq.com. Go check that out. That's where I have all my video recipes, photos, the whole bit. And again, thanks for checking out my video today. We'll see you next time.